Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, February the 27th. Taking a look at the morning charts here, we've got the US dollar index. You can see over the past couple of weeks, we've seen the US dollar index correct, and it's had a three-way correction now. Last week, we broke this pivot low, which caused a jump in the equities market. And in overnight trading and pre-market this morning, we've seen the US dollar have a little bit of a dead cat bounce to come back up and test this resistance level of this breakdown. Now, this little bounce has pulled the equities market and commodities market down this morning, and I'm anticipating we're going to see the US dollar continue to move down, and we'll start to see equities and commodities put a bottom in today and start to move up. Now, taking a look how the US dollar has affected currencies and commodities this morning, let's just take a look at the crude oil chart. Here is the 4-hour chart of the crude oil, and you can see we've had a nice extended run up into the 108.59 area. We've still got key resistance at the 114 to 115 level. So we've had a nice move to the upside. It is overdone. You don't really want to be getting long crude oil here, in my opinion. It's ready for a correction at any time. And if we were to zoom in on that chart, you would actually see there really hasn't been any real key pullbacks, just minor pauses, and that means there are going to be a lot of people's stops. That every time we see crude oil make a new pivot high, there's going to be stops placed at the pivot lows, and that means once it starts to sell off, you're going to see a waterfall effect where crude oil is going to just naturally start to fall and go sell off in strong volume. So if we just look at the chart here, you can see all these pivot lows here at the 104, 106, 108. There's a few more below that, but overall, once it starts to sell off, I wouldn't be surprised if we see it go all the way from 108.60 here all the way down to possibly 104, and maybe even find support down here in this empty kind of extended run and gap that we had at the 103 area. So we got to be cautious of that. Overall, there really isn't a setup in crude oil. It's overbought and it's slowly working its way up to resistance, so I'm not seeing a long entry point there at this time. Now, looking at gold, here's the 4-hour chart of gold. You can see we've had a nice breakout of this upper resistance level. Nice clean break on the 4-hour chart. Since then, we've seen it move a little higher. Finally put in a nice pause. We ended up going long. We've got this nice run up here. The last couple trading sessions, we've seen gold just soften a little bit, more or less consolidate. It's moved down a little bit in overnight trading. It's settled right back down into a key support zone, a short-term support zone here, which is the breakout level, and just usually normal price action, you'll see it break out through a breakout level and it'll slowly come back and fade on light volume, and that's what we've seen. We've seen volume decline as it just pulls back and tests that breakout level to see if there's actually going to be support there. And this current 4-hour candlestick, you can see it fell down into support and it's bounced right back up with a little mini reversal candle. We'll see if that candle actually holds up, but overall this could play out over this support zone for another session or two before it actually continues higher. Looking at gold stocks, here's the gold miner index. You can see they haven't really broken out of this major resistance level. They did pierce it last week, and Friday they closed back below it, so we haven't had a weekly close above it, which is a stronger sign than just a daily close. But overall it is trying to break through, and we've got this rising pattern here, this rising support line. So it's getting wedged into this zone. If it will hold up this week, and if we see silver break through its resistance level, which I'll show you in just a minute, then it'll be pretty confirmed that we're going to see precious metals continue to extend and move quite a bit higher. Now, looking at the silver chart, you can see we're trading below that key resistance level. We pretty much came up and touched it last week, and we just put on the brakes right at that level. It has yet to really break it. It's very close. And with a little more weakness in the US dollar, we're going to see silver probably blast through that resistance level, and then hopefully we'll see it pause, have a nice correction and pause right around this 40 to 37.50 area. So if we get a nice surge up and then a nice pause consolidation, we will actually be looking for a long entry for it to continue to move up to the 45 and possibly 50 for a double top or better. Now, looking at the SP 500 big long-term chart, this is the daily chart of the SP 500, and you can see here I'm zoomed out a couple years, and what I really want to just show here is simply, if you look at the price action, we've had a nice extended run, and here we've actually had nice consolidation and volatility. And we had this back in 2009. We had this nice extended run. Volatility was still a little big here, but overall it declined. And then we had a nice correction. And that seems to be right where we are today. I feel as though we're about to have a correction somewhere here at any day now, and then we're going to go into another extended move just like we saw back here in 2010. Now, just taking a look at the futures chart, if I can just pull that up here. Here is the futures chart of the SP 500, and you can see in futures trading, this is Friday's trading session with all the volume, and this is Thursday's trading session. And you can see in overnight trading last night and pre-market this morning, we've seen the S&P 500 more or less sell off, and it's trying to find a base here. So we were down about 0.75% this morning, and we're going to almost open into an oversold territory. So we may actually have a signal to take a small long position, and from there we'll reanalyze and see if precious metals hold up and provide us with an entry point in silver or possibly gold stocks this week. Anyways, that's it for this morning, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye bye.